The Fall of Rome, a story about money. When people think of Rome's collapse, they picture the barbarians, armies, storming the city, legions falling, emperors poisoned. But empires don't fall only from outside attacks. The real collapse starts from within, and the culprit is usually money. Rome fell for that very reason. Yes, there were wars and intrigues, but the real issue was the collapse of its currency, and what happened back then still echoes today. The scene for centuries, Rome's economy ran on the denarius, a silver coin almost pure when first minted around 211 BC. It wasn't just metal, it was trust. As long as Rome was strong, its money was strong too. But running an empire isn't cheap. Armies, roads, wars, everything costs. When taxes failed, rulers chose the easy path. They diluted the silver. Coins looked the same, but were worth far less. The chain of events. Under Augustus, the denarius was 95% silver. By Gallienus's time, it was below 5%. People noticed. Prices exploded. A measure of wheat that once cost 1 denarius now cost dozens. Soldiers complained, merchants refused coins, and the economy slipped back to bartering. Money lost value, trust eroded, more coins were minted, inflation spiraled. The 3rd century crisis, from 235 to 284 AD, chaos reigned. Wars, plagues, assassinations, new emperors every year. But the deeper problem was worthless money. Taxes were meaningless. Farmers quit. Trade collapsed. Diocletian tried to fix it by freezing prices and threatening death for violators. It failed. Once trust in money dies, laws can't save it. The result, black markets, shortages, collapse. The end of the denarius. Eventually, Rome abandoned it. Constantine introduced the solidus, a pure gold coin. Stability returned briefly, but it was too late. The empire still stood, hollow and exhausted. The lesson: when you corrupt money, you corrupt everything. Rome kept the same coin but emptied its value. Modern governments do the same. They print, borrow, inflate, and call it policy. The result never changes. The people lose. Trust vanishes. History repeats Weimar Germany, 1923. A loaf of bread cost 200 billion marks. People carried wages in wheelbarrows. Retirees starved. Zimbabwe, 2000s. Inflation hit 89.7 sextillion%. Prices doubled daily. The currency died. The dollar replaced it. Today, in 1971, Nixon ended the dollar's link to gold. Now it's backed only by trust debt exploded. Money supply soared. Today, $1 buys 1/6 of what it did in 1971. The paper's the same. The value's gone. Governments say everything's fine. Wages rise, but prices rise faster. Debt grows, but they call it growth. Just like Rome, the image stays, the value fades. The global twist: Rome's crisis was imperial. Weimar's was national. Zimbabwe's was local. But now the whole world runs on the same system. Fiat money, endless debt, printed trillions. The next collapse won't be local. It'll be global. And as always, the people will pay. 3 lessons from Rome. 1. Inflation isn't an accident. It's a policy, a silent tax. 2. Real wealth isn't paper. It's land, production, and skill. 3. No system lasts forever. Rome thought its coin was eternal. So did Germany. So did Zimbabwe. History proved them wrong. In short, when money loses its truth, society unravels. Trade stops, trust dies, the state collapses. It looks like enemies are at the gates. But the real destruction begins from within. And the final word: history doesn't repeat exactly. But if you fail to understand it, it will crush you.